KFUG Community Radio. Hey, good morning. 3 minutes into the 10 o'clock hour, Paul Kurtz with you. And we're live in the studio. A special thing happening just this morning, just today, but it is timely. You're going to want to know more about this. I'm joined live in the studio by three folks from the, three people from the, I guess, what would be the way, is it the Castle Rock Drama Department? How would you designate?
Castle Rock Charter School Performing Arts class.
Ooh, that's okay. That was way off.
No, you're good.
That's Tiffany Brogdon, who is the teacher of said class. And then we're joined by River and Shelby, who are in a production that the Castle Rock
Performing Arts class. Yeah.
Oh, that's all okay. I'll get that.
Yeah.
The Performing Arts class. There's a production coming up this weekend that is really something you need to know about. So, which one of you, Shelby or River, tell us about this production that folks need to go see this weekend? I know I threw it up to both of you. That's a curveball. I didn't want to pick just one. So.
Well, I don't know.
We got first timers on the radio. It's all good. These are some very talented kiddos. We have a play coming up this weekend based on the movie Shrek with a little bit of a steampunk vibe to it.
That blows me away. I want to know more about that. Okay, so first off, so do you purchase this script? Is it something that you
Yes,
do?
Our previous teacher, Christy Harris, purchased a script, and then we kind of made tweaks to it. They did some storyboards. Did you want to tell us about that again, Shelby? How you guys came up with the theme?
So this is why we shouldn't have talked about it before we went on. because I know that you buy these scripts and they come, but it's that steampunk take that is really, really interesting to me, and how that came about. Shelby, how'd that come about?
Well, we all came together as teams, and we decided, okay, we're going to pick something other than fairy tale like we usually do. We want a twist to it. We want this to be our own play.
Right.
So we separated, and we each got these big boards and wrote down different ideas until we all came together for one idea. And then both teams joined to see what we had come up with, and it turns out we both had picked steampunk.
That's nuts. What were some of the other choices? Do you recall?
Well, someone wanted like thriller, like
like a horror,
almost
thing.
Horror version.
Oh, okay, not the Michael Jackson album, but the actual like a horror thing. You make it like jump scares and thriller. That's gonna.
Yeah. Someone wanted explosions and blood.
Yeah, but I'm curious. Is there a big steampunk presence in your class that might have? Nope. No. It was just luck because
we have some free-thinking, very stylish kids in this class. These kiddos included, and they have tried on many different styles I've personally witnessed, and they're super cool kids. So it doesn't surprise me that that's what they went with.
What's appealing about the steampunk aesthetic and approach and theme?
I'm not sure. Just like the ambiance of it. It just felt right for the time.
So is there any trickiness to applying that to Shrek? How much of a stretch was that?
It took quite a while to come up with costumes and set design.
I myself drew out a bunch of different costumes ideas and spread them out through the class. I still have them. I have like 6 of the main characters.
What do you mean you still have them?
They're drawings.
Oh, the drawing. You actually did.
Drawings.
Okay. Got you. So you just held on to those. Now, did they follow those? Are these costumes that they're working on, or were they just artistic suggestions?
Yeah, they were suggestions.
Right.
They didn't exactly follow them.
Can you describe a piece of the wardrobe? What?
My favorite was Donkey. I interpreted it for steampunk, a robot, like a steampunk robot, kind of apocalyptic.
Is he still named Donkey?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I love that. So, all right. So how does that? I do want to get down into the nuts and bolts of this, of how you do. So how do you costume a robot donkey in a steampunk version of Shrek?
Well, you don't, because we decided not to.
Okay, all right.
We've got kind of a cool menswear vibe with it, and looking but there's a little steampunk elements here and there, and like a Victorian bent too. Especially Fiona's costuming. Did you want to speak on that? It's super cool.
We decided Victorian. I designed the wigs myself, actually. I styled them and kind of like an updo. That's basically.
Yeah,
It's just Victorian.
Yeah, like a Victorian shirtwaist kind of high-waisted skirt thing going on, and then the wedding. We won't spoil the wedding dress, but it's non-traditional and very cool.
Oh my gosh! So how much? So River, how much of that side? I mean, you are Fiona in the play, so you're
Yes.
acting.
There are two people actually. It's me and another person, Molly.
Who are what?
She's the human.
Oh, okay,
I'm the
right,
ogre. We decided to do two people because with our budget, it was easier instead of a quick change, and it was a little complicated.
Right, and it involves more people too. That's always good.
Yeah.
How many students are in the class?
In the vicinity of 20 to 25, it's been kind of, at our site, things are a little more loose. So people kind of come and go throughout the year, but it's stayed steady around 20 to 25 kiddos. And a lot of them are backstage, and some of them are taking on multiple smaller roles. So we have kids who are doing both a guard and one of Robin Hood's merry men, various little things here and there. We have some of the fairy tale creatures in the beginning when they all overtake Shrek's swamp.
Okay,
so
right.
we have some
yeah.
more, smaller.
So we're
characters.
talking Shrek 1. It's not an
Yes.
amalgam of the whole Shrek
No.
complex, right?
Correct.
Okay,
That would be a
cool.
great idea, though.
It would
Like
be
a
ambitious.
broad overview of Shrek. it's 4-hour play. So wow. So I mean, costume design, was that something that you take part in and
Yeah.
spearhead as well as
Yes, I am head of the costuming
Okay.
and makeup department.
Wow.
Which basically means coming up with all the ideas and managing others that want to be in that group, as well as just buying the costumes, just coming up with real pieces for that.
How much do you purchase? How much do you fashion yourself? Is that a capability that you have?
Yes, I sew. That's what I want to do. So coming into that department was my main idea.
Oh, wow.
Developing it.
Oh,
She's
wow.
extremely
okay.
talented and can do anything.
Yes.
I've witnessed it personally, and the wigs do look super amazing.
Oh my. Okay. Wow. So what sort? I'm curious then, in down that lane. How do you manage the visual transformation then, just in your own character between human and I guess what would you? She becomes an ogre as well, right?
The green makeup.
Just a green makeup,
Green
right?
makeup and ears.
Because the acting isn't different. She kind of
No.
remains the same character,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's been kind of difficult trying to match my my other half's mannerisms.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I can. What sort of challenges do you have? I mean, you have to delivery, vocalization,
Yeah.
everything. Kind of. You're striving to make that.
It's just really difficult because we're very different people.
Uh-huh.
So been trying to kind of walk right behind her and move as she moves.
Oh wow, that's got to creep her out.
Yeah, a little bit. She knows. I notified her.
It's a tight-knit group.
Yeah, well, that's theater kids, sure, it's like band kids and such. That sounds really challenging. That's really cool.
It is.
Yeah. What other hats do you wear? Are you just Shrek? That's enough for you.
Well, kind of a jack of all trades, master of none.
Uh-huh.
I like helping around a little bit, but I wouldn't say I'm a big role in anything other than being Shrek.
What sort of challenges do you face being Shrek? Because you don't look like Shrek. You're gonna have to act like it's a stretch, right? So yeah. How hard has that been for you?
Memorizing lines has been almost a nightmare.
Oh
but
no.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Do you also have to? Are you gonna try to do the Scottish accent?
I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
I'd say that it's better to memorize first before I attempt to do that. Otherwise, it'll become an amalgamation of
No, that's probably
muddled words.
that's wise. Yeah. Kind of take it in pieces like that and do. Wow.
Yeah.
So what other things do you help? You said master of none, jack of all trades. What other things are? Because I imagine in a production like this, everybody kind of chips in and lends a hand when needed, right?
Well, I helped a little bit with picking out outfits, and I've helped some with the stage design, like coming up with small ideas and then bringing it to Keegan. And Mostly just help coming up with little ideas that would help.
Yeah, and Keegan isn't here. You mentioned Keegan. Keegan is a senior and the student director of this, and I would love to have gotten Keegan's thoughts on this too, because
Same.
that's got to be, how do you, to be that age, to be that young, and to be orchestrating this kind of thing. So I'll just ask you, what kind of job? How's
Sure.
Keegan doing?
Doing fantastically well. It wasn't originally planned that she was going to take on that role, but it was just kind of a natural fit. We have a lot of jack of all trade types in our class, which is great because things just kind of naturally flowed. And like I said, I've taken more of a facilitator producer role. When I stepped in, it was mid-year. The kids already had their trajectory going, and I kind of felt out the dynamics of the class and realized there were so many go-getters, so many talented kids, that we could create these teams and let them it be a homegrown production, student-led, student-designed, student-directed. And so as Keegan originally started as the head of props and sets, and kind of just started stepping into the role of planning out the blocking, which if you're not a theater person, blocking is the way that characters move about on the stage. So Keegan took the script and went scene by scene. This character is going to be here, choreographed all of the fight scenes that are involved, Fiona getting to kick some butt, and the tournament scene, if you've seen the first movie, where Shrek takes out a bunch of, of guards and wins the opportunity to hunt down the fair Fiona for Farquaad. And our Farquaad is super hilarious. His name is Gavin. He's going to do a fantastic job. It's a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, and yeah, free admission too, which is great.
We'll get to all that because I want to really hype all that. I'm still just
Keegan's awesome and multiple roles. So she just kind of stepped into that directorial position, and I said, hey, you're getting that student director credit because you're there every day. You're making it happen, and other kids have helped with that role as well. River steps into that role sometimes and helps to direct kids because Keegan is also donkey in the play. One of our donkeys. We have two donkeys, Bella and Keegan. So it's just very teamwork. Jax is another kiddo who helps with kind of letting kids know how they're doing on each scene, and I step in only as necessary. I'm there kind of like facilitating and tying up loose ends.
How long have you been doing this?
This is my first time teaching a theater class. I was a theater kid in high school myself, and when our other teacher had to go to a different a job mid-year, I said, hey, these kids are really jazzed. They deserve to still do this, so I stepped into the role. Tentatively thinking, I don't really know what I'm doing, but these kids, once I got there and I met everyone, it was just so fun to step into that role and just to watch them bloom.
So this year, mid-year?
This year,
wow.
yes, yeah.
So you just kind of, was this production already in the works?
It was already in the works, and I said, so the other option was just to shut down the class and have the kiddos go dual enroll. We have a charter school where the high school kids can either dual enroll at the high school, at Del Norte High, to take physical classes that we don't offer.
Right.
Or, so that was their other thing, was that we were going to let them dual enroll over there, unless another teacher was willing to step in and take it over. And so I personally knew River and Shelby and knew how excited they were and didn't want my kiddos to miss out on that opportunity because they had put so much love into it already. So.
All right. So let's do this, and then I want to come back to all of these details here, and I have more questions for you guys. But the production, this is so there's only 2 opportunities to see this play, and they're both happening this weekend: Saturday the 26th at 4 p.m. and Sunday the 27th at noon. Both performances happening in the Crescent Elk Auditorium and that'll be the first time I've been in the new auditorium. Actually, I got to go check out those new seats, because I have to see this play. This sounds so ridiculously incredibly fun. And admission is free, so just come and enjoy. That's wild. Again, Saturday at 4 and Sunday at noon, and at the Crescent Elk Auditorium. So, how long have you guys done this class?
This is our second year.
Second year, yeah. Has it always been like this student-led?
No. Last year we did Alice in Wonderland, and that was fully led by our teacher.
Okay, yeah. But no, you didn't pick a theme. You didn't do anything like that with that. It was just like wow. So how different has this experience this year been for you?
Very different, having to take lead on our own and coming up with their own ideas. It's a little more freeing though, creatively.
What's the challenge?
Trying to get everything to tie together, especially if you're picking a separate theme.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just lands in your lap and you're like, whoa, steampunk, let's go. That's because that seems like that's the like kind of herding cats sort of thing where you've got a bunch of people going in different directions and you have to get them all on the same page. That can be a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh man. So without spoiling anything, Shelby, what's your favorite part of the play? What's your favorite part? Being up on stage, to be Shrek up on stage. What's your favorite part?
I love just being in the role, because
Yeah.
like being somebody else, and it's really hard to mimic his like attitude, but once you're in the character, you're like, wow, this is so easy.
Really? Once
Yeah.
you can fully invest yourself in that and get into it. Wow. That's. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'll shut up. You go.
Sometimes I get a little too in character, like when I'm arguing with Donkey, I get angry and I'm like, wait, this is the character talking.
Like you get like legitimately angry yourself. That's how into it you get.
Yeah, it's like you can feel the character's emotions. When you
Oh
get,
my God.
Yeah.
You get all method on this. How about you, River? Same question. What's your favorite part as Fiona up there? I guess as costume designer as any of your roles.
Just being on stage. There's nothing like it. It's just entertaining and performing for other people.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Again.
There's nothing.
Did you? Is that something that you guys have always had? Have you been? Have you
Yes.
been performers? You're.
I've only ever been in one other play besides the Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always known that I wanted to do that kind of thing, be on stage.
Would it be too much to have you guys like just even act out a little bit of dialogue? I'd love to hear that.
I do have my script with me.
Okay, all right, because that would be. I just like to hear. I want to hear the. You don't have to get angry about it or anything, but just to get a little taste of that. That would be really. And I do not know how the scenes are. I leave it to your discretion. However much you want to give us, because this is free, so Don't give them too much. You want to leave them hungry. Make them come to the play.
Let's see.
While you guys decide, let me just reiterate. Castle Rock Performing Arts theater class. Tiffany Brogdon is the teacher. They are performing this weekend, Saturday at 4 p.m., Sunday at noon in the Crescent Elk Auditorium, a steampunk adaptation of Shrek. Which is just that's just so much fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. How about you? What's your favorite part, Tiffany?
I have to second Shelby's assertion that I feel like Donkey and Shrek have such great chemistry. Mm-hmm. It's been fun watching that come together, and there are scenes where in class they do a lot of rehearsal on their own outside of class. We're really limited. We only have about 3 hours a week in person.
Really?
3 days a week, 1 hour.
Oh,
so
wow.
a lot of this work has been done on their own, speaking online together, setting up times to work together. So it's been a real treat to get to see the scenes that are just Donkey and Shrek recently, because when we're in class, because of the time constraints, we tend to work more on the larger group scenes because
sure.
that's when the majority of us are there. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to ask too much of people who have maybe a minute on stage. I don't want them to have
Right.
to come back a second time. It's we're not on campus all day like a traditional school.
Right,
so
right.
just those constraints. But it's been really fun watching the Shrek Donkey and then the Shrek Donkey Fiona things come together. The wedding scene is coming together really nicely. I really enjoy, as a girl power kid of the 90s, I like the scene where Fiona kicks butt.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
So have you found something?
Well, we have a small scene.
Okay, a small scene. Hit us with it when you're ready.
Okay. Shrek, are you all right?
Perfect. Never been better.
I don't... There's something I have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me anything, Princess. I heard you and Donkey talking last night.
You heard what I said?
Every word.
I thought you'd understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly. Like you said, who could love a hideous, ugly beast?
But I thought that wouldn't matter to you.
Yeah, well, it does. Right in time, Princess. I've brought you a little something. We don't have
And scene.
sorry,
That's very-
we don't have our Farquad.
That's the post mistaken overhearing conversation where
Oh my gosh.
Fiona had confessed to Donkey. Well, Donkey saw her turn into Ogre Fiona after sunset, and they were having the conversation. Well, you should just tell Shrek, no, I can't. Who would love a hideous, ugly ogre? Meanwhile, Shrek only overhears that portion thinking she's speaking about him. So it's that whole...
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
kind of the heartbreaking scene.
What I didn't recall was that Fiona changed like off and on, like at night. So you're having to be like, one scene will be the other Fiona, and then the next scene at night will be you, and then the other, like you
Yes.
switch off like that. It's not just
Yeah.
a one-time handoff to the other character. That's what I'd forgotten that. Yeah, no wonder you're following this other Fiona around and trying to like, that makes more sense then. I'm like, okay, yeah. Because you're actively in the moment, you're going to be switching off several
Yeah.
times. That's wild. Wow. I'm really excited about this. I'm really glad you guys came in to share it. Is there anything that you'd like to add that hasn't been brought up yet or mentioned? Anything that you want to shout outs or anything like that?
I would just like to say how proud I am of everyone. They've worked really hard. Come see the play. Come have fun. It's free.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in town, come on down. We've got it's a big auditorium. We can fit a lot of people. There's going to be some fun audience. We're going to try to involve the audience as much as we can. So yeah, come on in, have fun. Free show for your family.
Yeah.
Talented group of kids. Can't go wrong with Shrek.
And if you really want to see how a steampunk Shrek works, I really would like to see that. I mean, yes, I do want to see how good you guys are. But I'm just curious as to that because that seems so random and beautiful. I'm really looking forward to seeing just what that aesthetic looks like and how it's delivered.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. All right. Well, thank you very much. Once again, Castle Rock Performing Arts Theater class putting on Shrek, but in a steampunk version of Shrek. It's happening this weekend, Saturday the 26th at 4 p.m. at the Crescent Elk Auditorium, and then same place next day, the 27th at noon. Shelby, River, Tiffany, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I recorded this. We're going to post it and share it all around and try to get as many people in there to fill the auditorium for you.
We appreciate it so
we want
much.
It,
Thank
we
you.
want it to be a scary thing for you guys when you're up there on stage.
Oh boy. You can
They'll
have one
pull it
person in the
off.
audience.
Just wait. That's all it takes, right? All right. Let's get back into some music here. We'll do the weather.